Listen carefully. We three are all that remain of the Jade Starlight Forest's history. Beyond lovely evenings spent with loved ones, where starlight and moonlight riding the cloud's end.
Enough, that is.
As the dark sky fades to bring in the new dawn,
Heard you, we have.
our sincere duty is to protect the winter!
Surround you, the swaying pansies do.
Who are you?
After escaping from that woman's clutches, we had no trouble making it through these woods.
Aha! And who are you?
Chief, we sent them the request for aid. Through Pit-Pit, remember?
And yet, what is this sound? It's the star of the Winterland! It's melting!
As you can see.
It could not lie in...
One turkey paw to once again see the world, and the heavy drinks Hunwish would mix for us. My friend, let us count the sheep among the starlit skies!
This is your chief?
Embarrassed I am. But yes, this is he.
Let's get right to the point. We are here for two reasons. First, to solve the fourth trial of the witches. Second, to find the missing Khan.
What about us? You're not here to rescue us?
Your kind never dies, or so I hear. You only need to be reborn by the flame of origin, no?
No, you're wrong! We can't die, not now, not ever!
Chief, stop screaming, you must. Help us, they must. Certain of it, I am. Always full of ideas, I am. Opening the heavens where life and death ebb and flow. Only by us who handle the flame of origin, a chief can it be. Melt away soon, the star of the Winterland shall. So, choose you must.
No need to tread the difficult path from the start. Speak. Tell us how we can be of aid, why you cannot die, and what led you to seal yourselves in here.
Finally, the time has come! I've been dying to tell you.
Chief, if I may, time is of the essence. Let us depart from here. We can accept their aid later, when we've had time to speak at length.
But you wouldn't happen to have brought any, libation. But you wouldn't happen to have brought any. But you wouldn't happen to have But you wouldn't happen to But you wouldn't... This is the cave gifted unto us by the humans who previously made their home here. Where Lesha, the Witch of Fever, taught them the ways of draining the dragon's vigor. I still remember. Oh, Jinxini, born from the dragon's heart-rending tears. Oh, this land now belongs to you. And so I asked, Your scorching heat was what drove off the winter's cold. Where are you off to now?
I thought he was going to speak of himself.
Not once died our chief has. Not once. Remembers all he does.
The flame of origin is maintained by the ebb and flow of death and life itself. We deliberately give our lives for the sake of this cycle.
And yet, abstain from the sacrifice our chief has. Selfish he is.
What? You ungrateful mongrels! Selfish? Me? I have stayed alive to preserve our memories for times such as these. That's why...
Chief, too loud you are. Continue with your story, I plead.
I'm listening.
Anywho, they spoke these words. The witches are dead! It's now time to protect ourselves from the dragons! All the tribes are gathering at the Forbidden Black Mountain to answer the call of the Great Founder! That's all. They left like that, and we gained this cave!
And the witch's trial?
Chief, germane to the topic you aren't. Help I shall. Taught the humans wisdom, Lesha, the Witch of Fever, did. Melted her own face right in this place, she did. And yet, from within the heavens of life's ebb and flow, the eyes, nose, and lips to Lesha's face, a shaman restored. As the fingers of the heavens, these four pillars are now known. When on the fingers of heaven, eyes, nose, and lips placed properly are. Brightly shine its radiance will. Once Lesha's face is restored, so too the lost face of the star of the Winterland shall be.
I shall now open the heavens where life and death ebb and flow. I shall now open the heavens where life and death ebb and flow. I shall now open the heavens where life and death ebb and flow.
Share a fun secret with me?
The reason we barricaded ourselves here.
The star of the Winterland seeks the face that it lost. Without that bumbling fox, we completed our task in record time. As promised, let's listen to what they have to say.
Thank you. You're more reliable than you look. It's now time for the deep talks.
No need for depth of story here. Simply stick to the main points.
Well, my eloquence was sure to dazzle you, but this wet blanket had to ruin it. I'm fine. Let's settle down a bit. This is both our story and the story of their town. The reason we barricaded up... It wasn't us! It wasn't us, I tell you!
Then who are those, O Jinshini?
Today was supposed to be a festive day.
Right. Today was the day the seal of the stone tablet left by the seventh witch was to be broken. However, we must first settle this matter before we can bind the tablets. Returning to Aelton hand in hand at this point could result in our deaths, so I've come in their place. What truly has occurred here?
Are you actually okay? We found these in our woods.
These Aren't these the oak pills we used to enjoy together?
Members of my tribe who ate these passed away. They were poisoned from eating these very oak pills.
I can't believe my ears. Poison? We, for one, do not have the skills to craft a potent enough poison.
It appears that the fox rule wanes, and the deer rule is nigh. Aren't you going to pass the seat of Khan to your own son? Maybe the antlered ones had some unfinished business with you.
No, that cannot be. No Abets would do such a thing. We long to become a bridge for the world. Whoever inherits the seat of the Khan...
But you do know that if any of us loses our life, our souls ride the origin flame as our flesh is born anew. And yet those of us who ate this very oak pill and were rekindled came back changed, attacking fellow members of our tribe. No longer would they sing with us, "Oh, La Bresta, return, return!" That was where I tasted true despair. One became 10, which quickly became 100. They are the ones who toppled your totems in the highlands.
No, that cannot be. Not us Abets.
What are you doing?
I shall prove it to you myself. For the sake of all of the Abets who have been framed, we do not betray our friends. That is the way of the Highlands. Look, of one thing I'm certain. This oak pill is not poisoned.
No.
Now, don't go astray.
The Khan was returned to the Highlands while attempting to prove the Abet's innocence, while only us three remain of our tribe, torn apart by our greed. While we wish to part the heavens to find his resting star, whatever the reason may be, our friend chose to cut his own breath short. For those who so easily give up their precious lives, we have no such merciful stars here. That is his final resting place.
The village ruins. That too was the works of your tribe turned monsters.
Do the Abets believe?
They believe that you were the ones who planted the dread winter tree.
Are you serious? They're not of their own minds. Ah! We are plighted as well. How could the Abets have such little faith in us?
Chief, isn't it obvious? Even if the poisoned pill consumed their soul, their shells remain Okjinshini clear as day. Anyone else would think the same. Let's stick to the facts here.
Know the facts we do. Continue the unfinished story we shall.
After the Khan needlessly passed, I came to realize that this all stems from a poisoned oak pill. But we've yet to identify the maker. In the end, it's still the Mountain of Eternal Winter. The oak pill is just a means. For no matter how we died, through the origin flame we were still reborn whole.
Enveloped in the...
Stop! Why are you all so bad at explaining? Let me explain what you need to do in your worldly terms. Extinguish the flame that's claimed the haven of slumbering origin, and remove the guardian that protects the flame itself. do the same for the winter trees burnt to a crisp, and the winter spirits that attack with painful howling, for they are the main culprits of this deadly winter. Take this oak pill that murdered the Khan and unveil the truth. If you don't, then I have no choice but to believe until my last breath that those antlered ones carried out this devious act. It pains me to suspect a friend. I pray that you preserve our age-old friendship. Now, we've no time to waste. Having now parted the heavens, I shall use all of my power to transport you to the path to proving that the Abets and Ukjin Shini are one.
Hey there! Yoo-hoo! Oh, you're awake, warrior of winter in training. You were snoring. Sleeping like a baby. Oh, I'm so jealous! Bet you can fall asleep anywhere, can't you?
This stone. What is it?
This is what we Abets and the Ogjinshini have long sought to fulfill, a long-cherished wish of our peoples.
What kind of trial is it?
You could say it's the very reason for our existence? From the moment the Mountain of Eternal Winter embraced us, there existed the stone tablets, which we split and shared with the Ogjinshini. These words were engraved upon those tablets. To find where your destiny lies, reach the end of the path of prophecy. Reaching its end shall break the tablet's seal and unveil the first prophecy. Gather the prophecies of origin to complete the final prophecy. This monument was made by Abets who reached that path's end.
The proof that our Abets and Ogjinshini are one. I also recall seeing another stone tablet with constellations in the cave of the Ogjinshini.
Yeah, that's just how they express themselves.
That was quite a mouthful.
What? A sprout? Come on! Don't forget, I am still the Khan's successor. Anyway, at first I was so shocked I had a little panic attack. To think they would send two people through the Jade Starlight Forest path of prophecy. Does that mean that those Ogjinshini wish to speak with us?
They were kind of preoccupied with their own troubles.
We can talk more about that later in the Grand Conference Hall, right? Welcome! This is Ailton.
They don't have them. Have you come? No one stronger than a blacksmith. No man.
I just want to, unlike me.
Every weapon between you and... You... Love is like fish, soaking.
But I admit the otter. But I admit.
Oh, so it's...
All a bet. It's also my job to... They wear unbreakable shackles, though, so few ever...
If you have a knack, rather than... The prismatic...
Even if we were all born, those who stay long...
Ailton is...
What? You think me and Bayarma...
You know you've got to take a Hillsworn name if you're...
What? You think me and Bayarma look alike? Nonsense! Hey, they're all... Oh, your weapon! Imagine firing it. Oh, your weapon! Can I see it? Welcome. This building...
If it's a softly ends...
It was swarming with those...
How knowledgeable of the history?
My call, have you...
Conflicts such as those we witnessed...
The mountains, and even if it's...
The other of the Oak Ginger...
I've been Welcome to Ailton. You have crossed through the Jade Starlight Forest Path of Prophecy, I assume?
Yes, it was also they who defeated the mysterious monstrosity that appeared at Bronte's Bolt.
Are you the chief of Ailton? I have something to tell you.
It can't be. Wait.
No. You treated him like a child.
Aren't those the oak pills we once shared with the Oak Jinshini? Please, explain to us why you have brought these before us. Wait a minute. They can't be seeking a truce. Not after all the trouble they've caused.
These oak pills have been poisoned.
Are they accusing us of poisoning them? We would never engage in such barbarism.
As it would happen, your Khan spoke much the same. And so, to prove the innocence of the Arbets, he voluntarily chose to take this oak pill himself.
What? Always so trusting, honest to a fault. Why? Why would he commit such a foolish act? It simply doesn't make sense.
The first dear Mara uttered these words. Acknowledge when you are not adept in combat, but seek out friends to fight in your stead.
Of course, that's very wise. We should hire some mercenaries to protect us. Quickly now, let's put out the word to all corners of the continent.
The snowstorm guard post was in such disarray. This explains everything.
Be quiet, all of you! If my father were here, you think he would just hire more mercenaries? What we need to do is get to the root of all this chaos and confusion. Only then can we restore the mountain of eternal winter. Not through mercs, with their lackluster money-grubbing ways, but with our own hands. The Fox Rule has not yet come to a close. That, my friends, is the way of the Khan whose seat still bears his warmth. That, my friends, is the way of life in the Highlands, and every single one of you needs to respect it.
Your father had no choice but to consume that oak pill. If he hadn't done so, even those oak Jinshini yet to go mad would have laid waste to the village with hate-filled eyes. As a leader, it was a difficult but necessary decision for him to make.
Puto has taken the poisoned oak pill to the research lab. Why not take a breather and look around town while we wait for the results?
No. Is there a place that keeps records of visitors in this town? The oak Jinshini originally suspected the dear abets. Even in a place like this, the enemy could be an outsider. No, under these circumstances, the enemy must be from the outside.
In that case, you can find the city highland border, home to the Fox abets, right beside the central market. It is a place that oversees all who cross over from the highlands to the city, and vice versa.
Then I shall head there first. You should go make yourself useful and look around as well, yes?
The path that I must take is...
If you want to we'd rather live... If you want to succeed at...
I was an adventurer myself. I wouldn't even... I fell down... I'm soaked, he's not.
Would you like a drink? It does contain...
Secret of my... I've worked long and hard on mine. Just trust your instincts and the results will surprise... Would you like a drink? It does contain alcohol, though.
I'm so in...